the Prime Minister. They're all Zerg.
The slippery Zerg. In the top right spawn position is, of course, Sabre. That was a bit of a bad intro. I'm sorry. I'll make up with the second one. In the bottom left, playing for the last resort on this particular map, Jaybreak. He won game 1, lost game 2. Will we be able to win game 3? It is Simba.
There you go. You totally made up for it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nice one.
Yeah, the sound effect that you made did it. Wow, proxy.
Hey.
Whoopa.
Shenanigans coming on in game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, as Team Last Resort. Simba decides that a barracks at home just doesn't quite add up to the square footage of value as far as real estate is concerned. So he's going to be hoarding at this lovely, expensive Mayfair-esque area down by the third base of Sabre, where property prices are looking to absolutely shoot. And here's the added bonus. If it turns out he's accidentally built his property on a slum and the value of the land drops completely overnight, he can just float him back home.
Yep. Jorosar giving a creative description of a proxy 2-rax there and what could happen after. We could see that happen. We could see the game end immediately. It's all gonna depend on how good Sabre can defend against this 2-rax. It's a proxy 2-rax, I believe 12-13 or 11-13. It isn't a double 11, which is the most aggressive and the most effective way of directly killing your opponent. But Simba has prepared a macro follow-up behind this. He's building supply depots, making SCVs, and he's going to be building a command center in a matter of minutes.
Oh dear, can the SCV there behind the barracks get out? Can he actually use that to build a bunker? It doesn't look like... Oh, and we actually have one of the SCVs getting spotted by the drone. Is he actually going to lead them straight to the barracks? All right, so we have
really matter
lifting just now. And yeah, he's going to lead that drone straight to the barracks. But a 2-rax is not exactly something where you want to just give your opponent complete vision of what you're doing, plus you get one drone for it. He wants to do a lot more damage than that. Let's see if Simba can make this work. A lot of drones being pulled at the moment, which is great news. Plus the first 4 lings are now out with 6 more on the way.
Yeah, this is looking quite good in the terms of defense. The Overlord taking some fire here. There's so much Zerg here. So many Zerglings already out. Another 4 SCVs are going to be joining in the fun here. And we should see these Marines turn around.
Oh, this is so... He's got a decent amount of them. And there we go. A bunch of SCVs and a couple of Marines. But he's actually not caring about that. He wants to get the Marines, not the SCVs. One of them goes down. Is another one going to go? What is the income looking like at the moment? Simba's mining a lot more than Sabre. And there we go. The drone's finally engaging with SCVs. A massacre over here at the 4th base location. He hasn't been mining for absolutely ages, but it doesn't matter. This rush is well and truly shattered right now, and he can just go back with his drones and mop it up with lings.
That was so funny, man. They danced around, chased around each other for so long, and we shouldn't neglect the amount of mining time that was lost there for Sabre. That was truly
home. He needs to counterattack with the lings. He needs to try and bring down the wall and get basically... Oh my god, and we even have a command center going. He needs to try and break down this wall. He might be able to go with a quick... Oh, he's getting gassed now, so it's a... He might be able to try and go with a Baneling bust here. I mean, this... Oh, typical. This is like the Artosis build, man.
What's the Artosis build?
Simple. You go with the 2-rax against the Zerg, and when it fails, you inevitably go into double command center with double gas. It's like...
And the Overlord flies over it.
It's the... And the Overlord's right there. So now, all of a sudden, Sabre's like, well... Oh my god, the supply depots! Okay. So he's going to be forced to repair, and actually the big damage is having a couple of... He'll need more than 2 if all 3 supply depots are being targeted here. But that's actually going to do a fair bit of damage just because he's lost mining time. What's worrying is if Simba decides to get a Baneling Nest right now. It's going to take him absolutely ages, and he's not going to be able to defend with those 2 command centers unless he wants to double planetary in his main. Strictly speaking right now, from a strategy point of view, this game is kind of the Zerg's to win as long as he plays the follow-up fine.
You're right, he should be able to close this game out. The supply depot is getting lower and lower, but it seems like 3 SC... Oh, what the hell?
What are you doing? The Marines weren't out yet. and wow, actually targeting down the Marines as well. Pretty effective, and all the SCVs popping out. This is not a good situation for him. He needs to dance the Zerglings around, though. Just keep them not mining for the longest possible time, or he can A-move them into the SCVs. Frankly, it doesn't matter so much. Supply is currently 45 to 25 in our Zerg player's favor, who also has a 12-worker advantage. Admittedly, there are 3 command centers, 2 of which are already orbitals, but that's all going to be on one base, and we have we have an evolution chamber and a roach warren coming down now.
Oh my god, what? Why did he just lower that supply depot? The hotkey to lower that by default is R. Could he be pressing R for something else other than lowering that? I'm thinking. Maybe it's got some custom hotkeys, like maybe the key to lower a supply depot is the same as building a marine.
No, I think, well, it's not, because it's R, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you can change the hotkeys, obviously.
Maybe. No, I think what happened there was his idea was, oh, as long as the SCVs are repairing, I'm going to have them stay in front of the supply depots, and when the first 2 Marines come out, I'll lower them and chase them away with the Marines. But maybe by reflex, he sent the SCVs back to mine. So when he lowered that supply depot, the Lings actually just waltzed in.
Yeah, it
so
was...
SCVs left? I don't know. But yeah, you're right. That was like super weird and kind of bad, unfortunately.
Kind of bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that that addition of that.
Like, if I had a soundboard with sound effects I could use during a cast right now, that one moment in the game would have been wah, wah.
Wah. Yeah, indeed it would have been. We see a Hellion in the middle of the map, getting a few kills on some Zerglings, up to 3 kills right now, and I think that Hellion should have seen... No, actually, Simba, go scout with your Hellion, bro. You make Hellions for scouting information, and to kill Zerglings, of course, but scouting information, he needs to see that there is a 3rd base on the way, because that way he can anticipate and plan accordingly.
Well, we have a very similar follow-up to last game and undoubtedly the first game coming here out of Sabre, who's going to be grabbing approximately 1 billion roaches right now. And the timings on the upgrades aren't quite right because we have missile attacks finishing in about 50 seconds. And it's going to take about 70 for Gleal Reconstitution, but that's very minor at this point. What matters right now is that at about the 13-minute mark, Simba's going to get an absolute faceplant full of roaches, and that will not be pleasant for it all. Only the 1 bunker. His Marines do have combat shield, I believe, but no stim just yet. Has only just started. So if this timing hits really, really sweetly, as soon as Gleal finishes here, there's going to be no stim, and I think Simba's going to, unfortunately, just roll over.
Roll over and play dead Simba.
Play dead!
Simba is a lion, so maybe you could learn a lion to roll over and lay dead. I'm pretty sure you can. There's probably a circus somewhere who's managed to do that.
Or you just kill a lion and it rolls over dead, which I the alternative to you right now.
That's the alternative. The siege tanks this time around are in siege mode, and there is high ground vision, so that's going to be a very short lifespan for that first tank. And this is this is looking very, very grim for Simba here. He's pulling all his SCVs, trying to repair this 1 bunker, and he's got a pretty good surround on that bunker. Should be able to keep it alive forever.
Yep, more and more roaches streaming in though, and if takes apart the 2nd bunker before anything ever gets in it. That's really useful. Only 1 Marine left in the 1st bunker, and now all of a sudden Simba knows he has to retreat into his main base. More roaches popping in, and that siege tank, the SCV's trying to zone out the roaches from the siege tank, but 1 tank would take forever to kill that many. The bunker goes down as well. Can he get within range of the tank? Sadly, he can.
Yep, he can, and he does take the tank out. This is, of course, a bit of a roach all-in, but it's not off of 2 bases and with Baneling, so there is a better follow-up. Even if the Terran player ends up holding this is not game over for our Zerg player at all. The Zerg, oh, look at that siege tank sieging up on the ramp, because only in Art of the Swarm you have the possibility to go ahead and do that. The roaches continue to stream in here, and it looks like they might be overwhelming the Terran forces. The SCV count has been reduced greatly, but they are still keeping this bunker alive.
I don't like the fact that Sabre is still trying to take apart this bunker. He's killed a lot of SCVs, but the tanks have done a lot of damage behind it. If I were him, I would just get +2, continue massing roaches, and wait at the watchtower. There is no harm in this position when you are this much ahead of your opponent in just waiting an extra minute or 2. Go grab yourself that 5th and 6th gas at your 3rd base. You can see he's a little bit gas starved right now. Go get that infestation pit. Do 1 more round of drones so that even if this attack fails, you're on 72. Something like that would be beautiful for him in this position. He can still win it with pure roach, of course, but he's not really thinking about the safe backup option. I think he just wants to end it here, and I think that's riskier.
Yeah, it is riskier, but it should be possible with the amount of roaches that he's got. But there are now 3 siege tanks out on the field. No additional siege tanks on the way, unfortunately. And I still wouldn't say this is impenetrable. I think these roaches are gonna have, you know, a pretty good time getting in.
I mean, the whole 102 supply versus 33 supply army thing, I guess, kind of helps a little bit in that regard. Let's see what happens now. The roach is coming back in. The tank once again sieged within range of that cliff. But look at this. This time there's no high ground vision until a changeling pops in. Very, very nice work there. Simba will be able to take out one tank, but they're just doing so much damage right now. It's actually not worth it, even though his supply lead is so huge.
Yeah, he has to stop throwing this game right now. He has to start thinking about a follow-up. No, he's not. He's just gonna go in here again. He wants to end this game. Siege tank's in beautiful position. The bunker is still alive. The roach is running up to the siege tank. Mass repair on the siege tank. Of course, not gonna be fast enough. The bunker could be falling here, and it does go down. Stim has finished up. That's going to be helping out a little.
The tank on the high ground is shooting nothing. It has 8 kills, and it's been so good against the roaches, but it's not actually shooting anything. And here we go. A couple of shots going off now. Stim popping down. 2 SCVs helping to attack, but we're still continuing to stream roaches. And this is like the world's longest roach rush, Lillian, but it's actually going to work, I think, because too many workers have been lost. The number of workers left now is 28 and plummeting.
We've got some counterattack damage being done here by Simba. He's been able to kill pretty much every worker at the 3rd base, and only 41 drones left out on the field, so he really has to win the game with this roach push right now. If the Terran ends up stabilizing, this game could be equalizing, but he's not going to end up stabilizing. Actually, the GG is going to be called, and I cannot believe it, but this 3rd player is going to go up 2-1 right now.